after an attack by a group of teens sent him to the hospital. A victim and his neighbors in Butchers Hill are demanding changes to the juvenile justice system starting at the top. WMAR2 News' Elizabeth Worthington spoke with that victim today. She joins us now with what he and many others in the community want to see happen. Elizabeth?
Yeah, Kelly, it's becoming an all too familiar story. One of the juvenile suspects arrested by Baltimore police, then released back to his guardian that same night. The 66-year-old man, who was essentially left for dead in the alley outside of his home, wants the head of the Department of Juvenile Services to go, and he's far from the only one. A warning, some of the footage you're about to see from the attack is quite graphic. It should have been a short walk from where he parked his car near Patterson Park to his home on Madeira Street. But a group of 5 teenagers must have figured they'd spotted an easy target.
They started to put their bandanas across their face, and I started speeding up, and then they started speeding up, and I said, "Oh, I've seen this movie before."
The teens knocked him unconscious, then stomped on his head while he lay face down in the street.
The next day I woke up and I looked in the mirror and I was just so disgusted. I was beat to a pulp. I'm just so angry when I found out that they had caught 2 of them, and the arresting officer had specifically said not to release the 15-year-old, and DJS released him anyway within hours.
Baltimore police arrested an 18-year-old, and the state's attorney is pursuing an attempted murder charge. But the 15-year-old, who had prior arrests, is back on the streets.
I think that down at intake, can't they pump the brakes a little bit? They treat it like it's a McDonald's drive-through. Like they've got to get people in and quick and out.
Arch McCown is the safety chair for the Patterson Park Neighborhood Association. He also sits on a community relations council for BPD. He's now calling on the governor to fire the head of the Department of Juvenile Services, Vincent Giraldi.
And if the idea is there's a public safety component to DJS, DJS is not fulfilling that public safety component, right? That mandate has been tossed to the wind.
Fellow neighbor Donna Ann Ward started a petition demanding the same.
These kids are clearly off the beam, and they're being released without charges, without seeing a judge, without sentencing, right back into the exact same environment that produced them. They are incredibly violent.
While she was actually writing her petition, a group of juveniles attacked another one of her neighbors on Sunday afternoon, the owner of this corner store on Wolf Street. That attack was also caught on camera.
They rolled up, threw the bikes in the middle of the street, went in, tried to rob him. He pushed back. They attacked him. They attacked him with bicycles. They attacked him with traffic cones. They attacked him with traffic calming posts. He went to the emergency room.
City lawmakers, the mayor, and the Baltimore Police Commissioner all say something needs to change. Some pointed to a similar incident last year in the same neighborhood when a 12 and 14-year-old assaulted and robbed a woman walking home and were released just a few hours later. Outrage from lawmakers was swift then too, and now they say nothing's changed. In a statement to WMAR2 News, DJS says the department can't comment on individual youth or cases, but, quote, "We condemn violence in all forms and are committed to serving justice-involved youth by holding them accountable for their behavior and providing rehabilitative support."
He's harboring these baby criminals. He's letting them get away with it. And I don't think it's really doing the youth any good.
A new juvenile justice reform law that was passed during the most recent legislative session will go into effect on November 1st. We spoke to State's Attorney Ivan Bates about how he hopes the changes will help. That story will be here on WMAR2 News tomorrow evening. Kelly?